Welcome to the Creation Evaluation Station. On this episode, we are going to be evaluating this big boy here. It's Nia Samurai X Mech. I'm all done with the small sets. We got the two biggest sets. We're going to save the dragon for last and do the robot here. But if you're not familiar with my channel here, I just let you know that I do in-depth reviews of models and construction kits, both new and old, mostly Lego, but other products as well. I also review and discuss other creative works such as movies, cartoons, and video games. Now, because they're in-depth reviews, they can be on the long side, and this is a big set, so it's probably going to be on the even longer side. There are timestamps down here on the bottom that you can use to skip around to see the parts you want to see the most, or use as bookmarks as you see fit. This bigger set's going to have a lot of parts, so we're going to be looking at all the parts. You can skip that if you want, get right to the review, right to the final evaluation. You can look at the figures specifically. It's your choice. Choice is yours. Or you can do the whole thing and, just like I said, come back when you have more time and use those as bookmarks. So, getting down to the details of this big boy. Maybe girl. I don't know. It's set number 71775. It's for ages 10 and up, which is a rather different age group, but definitely for older kids. It has 1,003 pieces and sells for $119.99 on the Lego website. Currently, they have it in stock, and it's a brand new set. Came out August 2022, and it's still August, almost September here when I'm recording this. So they should still be in stock. If they aren't, they will be shortly, since it is a new. They'll restock they'll restock quickly since it's a newer set. Yeah, that's that. So this looks pretty cool. I have the original Samurai Mech, and I honestly think that looks, I don't know, maybe it's a little too stereotypically samurai-ish looking. That's why I like the older one better than this. That's not to say this isn't going to be a cool mech or whatever, and it's got bendable knees. It has bendable knees. It shows in the back. Oh, well, let me show you the box closer. This is the front again. You can kind of see there's bendable knees there. It's hard to get the whole thing in there. Here's the back. And they were very, very adamant, showing that this knee is definitely bent. I don't think that's something hidden or a camera trick, but yeah, that looks pretty good. Get rid of the glare. Anyways, it looks pretty fun. And I love the big X on the chest. It's very, it's Samurai X. So let's go open her up and put it together. Yeah, let's go do it. Here's the contents of the box, and boy did I have a shocker with this. I believe the instruction booklets are in here, but look at this. And we are going to open this up and look at it inside, but then I believe the instruction booklet and probably any stickers are in here. This was a surprise. This is what I've been asking for. Something to put and not plastic, because plastic doesn't work. It needs to be cardboard so it stays rigid and flat in the box, especially these larger sets, so that they're not getting warped all the time. This is amazing. Yeah, we'll take another clip and look at this, and but onto the rest of it. we have bag 1, bag 2, bag... Wait. Haha. I switched them together when I just pulled it off. Bag 1, bag 2, bag 3, bag 4, bag 5. It is 4. There it is. 5, bag 6, bag 7, bag 8, and there is a knife bag with gold ninja parts, golden weapons. So yeah, those are all the bags. Quite a few of this one, not surprising. So we opened up this envelope thingy, and inside we have a sticker sheet, which is quite a few stickers in this one. Not too surprising, to be honest. And we have our magazine size instruction booklet. That's really thick. Yeah. So this is really cool. I'm so happy about this. I don't know if they could start doing this with some of the smaller sets too. The really small sets are fine, but some of even the medium sets could use something in them to help keep the book flat. Here is the contents of the first bag, and we have our obligatory separator, brick separator. This time in green though, which is usually kind of rare, although I see it a lot more in the Monkey Kid sets. Got a lot of different pieces here. I believe these are parts for the small dragon. I don't know if the whole thing is here. There isn't too many pieces here. A lot of smaller ones, but I think it's just that build. We also have 3 figures in here. The snake guy, and we have both Nia and Jay in here. Really shoved all the minifigures in this first bag. Not all of them, but a lot of them. Yeah, that is bag 1. I forgot to add the golden weapons bag in with this first bag, but there it is. If you've seen my other videos, you know it's exactly the same, and this is all considered one part. So even if the set only requires 1 piece, you're going to get all of this all the time. Here are the contents of bag 2, and we have lots of studs on side pieces of different shapes and colors. We have a bunch of gray ones, a bunch of red, a couple of red ones, tons of these black ones, which are top down, opposed to these being bottom up. Got some other pieces in here, plates and bricks and things. Some of these, I think these actually probably go together. They're probably the flag holders. We have this window piece. A lot of gold parts, and they really front loaded the figures. This has the last 3 figures, and I think that's all of them now. All 6 figures in the first 3 bags is pretty crazy. There might be somebody missing. Oh, actually, I think we still have at least 1 more to go. But yeah, they really front loaded them this time. His Mech certainly has an interesting color scheme. Here we have the parts from bag 3. A lot of plates. A lot of different pieces, actually. And here are the pieces for our big red X on our chest. Got a lot of angle pieces. No figures in this one. Some transparent pink ones, which I don't know what they're doing in here. You'd think they'd be with the bag with the dragon. That's part of their color scheme, but maybe those are used for the eyes or something. I don't know. We'll find out. But yeah, that is bag 4. On to the 4th bag here. Got a lot more of these quarter pyramid pieces. A lot of these light blue colored ones, period, in here. We have the new hinges in here, which is nice. Need to find a way to get my hands on extra ones of those. Got lots of different pieces here. Got some armor. A lot of smaller studs on side pieces. Some bionicle joints, or newer bionicle joints. Exactly the same as the old ones, which is probably a good thing. A lot of pegs. Pins, I should say. A couple other oddball things in here. That's a bag 4. We are halfway done. Here's the contents of bag 5. Got a lot of black and gold pieces in here. A lot of these angular pieces. We have these, which are neat in the black and gold, dual molded. Kind of interesting seeing the undersides of them. You can see the dual molding process there, or at least result of it. We have a lot of studs on side pieces. Some plates, not too many. There's some larger ones down here. And lots of little pieces. Not too much Technic stuff. There's 2 Technic pins and that's it. But yeah, that's a bag of 5. Here we have bag 6. We're almost there. 2 more to go. A lot more black, gold, and gray pieces. More studs on the side. A lot more of those. We got a lot of these tab pieces. I don't know what you want to call them. They look like tabs. Bunch of these angled pieces, 1x2s. We have these rubber stopper pieces. Probably we are working on the foot here, I assume. Those be going on the bottom, giving some friction. Yeah, that's bag 6. This is bag number 7. Got 1 more to go after this. Got some more of those new joint pieces in this one. Probably dealing with arms, I think. Already done legs and feet, so that would be a good assumption. Got some shooters here. Ammo's not in this bag. That'd be somewhere. Some plates. We have 2 more characters in here. It's funny, they front loaded the first 2 bags with tons of characters and then they ignored them for several bags. And we get some more. Got a lot of these pieces in black and in gold. A lot more 1x2s. Transparent lightning bolt and crystal piece. Along with some armor and stuff for those guys. Yeah, bags 7. We're almost done. 1 more to go. We are at the last bag. And got some interesting pieces here. These aren't new pieces, but they're, I think that's the first time I've seen them in that color before. It's a newer color. We got these big gold blades. A bunch of other gold pieces, including the straw hat. We've got our ammo for the weapons from the previous bag. Some of these fancy, unique pieces. These are probably part of that, wherever it goes to. A lot of gold and black in here, again. Not a terrible color scheme at all, but the overall color scheme of this is very interesting, and it's quite different. But that is the last bag. Let's go finish this. Here are our leftover parts. Got number swords in all sorts of different colors, including the crystal weapon sword thing. We also have one of these rubber stoppers. And not too much else. Couple pins, you know, the usual. Little dots and studs and stuff. We also have the other golden pieces we didn't use. And of course, our brick separator. Here is half our cast of characters. The good half. We'll be doing the bad guys later. But we have Golden Ninja J. We have Samurai X Nia. We have Master Wu, of course. And we have this little fellow here called Lil Nelson. Don't know anything about him. He's a very suspicious character. I don't know, haven't seen the show, don't know who he is. I think I heard of a Nelson before in this show, but not sure about that. Anyways, they all look pretty snazzy. Nelson here has got the short legs, of course. We'll be taking off all their gear, of course. I really love Wu's got his own armor there. Looks pretty cool. And it's got a golden mask as well. These signs all had stickers. I didn't put them on, but that's typical for me. You're more than welcome to, of course. Let's take off their gear now and see how they look. Got everybody stripped down now. Looking pretty spiffy. The details on these are great. Even little Nelson here has got quite the fancy little jacket thing going on. And yeah, he's got a mask printed on. He does not have a separate piece for the mask. But on the plus side, if you turn it around, he's got a regular face back there. So if you want to switch out that, you can do that. Wu does not have a second face. He's got just his little hair nub. Sadly enough, he didn't come with a beard. He's just got his unshaven face there. And back here we have Jay and Nia in their much happier faces. Got some like not really nice printing back here as well on the backs of these. So you can see this has got some nice armor decor there. Love the symbols. Not sure what that symbol is about, but it's pretty nice and it still looks nice. So yeah, these are pretty great looking characters all around. Here we have the bad guys of this set. We've got Oni Garmadon. We have I don't know what this guy's name. We have General Pythor. Then we have the Mechanic and a Runestone. Vengestone. Excuse me. A Vengestone Warrior. Forgot what the grunts were called. That was bad. But yeah, here we got all these guys. They look really snazzy. That Oni mask looks really cool. They all look just amazing. This guy's got an interesting zapper weapon that's, I don't know if it's supposed to be attached to his arm or it's a gun weapon type thing he's using. It's kind of different. Love that hat. Pretty sure he's an older character they brought back, but yeah, he's pretty cool looking. The snake looks amazing, and he's got interesting weapon here with the chain and everything else going on. I guess it's supposed to be more of a staff than anything. Garmadon's just got his swords. But let's take off all that gear and look at what it will detail underneath. Here we have him stripped down, almost. I did not take Pythor's head off. We're going to take it off in a moment, but I wanted to really look at that detail on his head and neck, I suppose. That looks really good, and we got another gem sitting on his forehead there. It's really cool looking. It's definitely not a scale pattern. It looks more like some kind of, you know, rune or something written on him. It looks really cool. But we're going to take that off now. I mean, the eyes look really well too. Looking at it from the side. It's really nice paint, the detail and paint job there. Now we can actually see his chest, which also looks really great, and it's got that stone in there too. So he's got like 2 stones, and then the leg printing is really nice, getting much more back to looking like scales. Well, the bottom doesn't, but yeah, that's pretty cool. Garmadon looks pretty cool. Got his angry face on, you know, typical Garmadon face. Doesn't have a second face. Nobody here has a second face on the back. This guy has got a hat that would reveal it anyway, so it's not surprising there. And then the Vengestone Warrior has a specialized head. This guy does look really nice with his one face, though. And the torso printing's the same. Looks really nice. Fortunately, it is the same as the snake guy. I don't really do anything different between them. But yeah, and the leg printing looks good on all of them. Really nice looking figures in all of these sets so far. We've got everything assembled here, and we'll be looking at probably the little guy first, and then the big mech, who doesn't fit in the picture. I'm sorry. There is a lot here. Got 8 figures. 2. So we've already looked at the figures, although we are going to keep Nia here, because we're going to see how she fits in the mech. But yeah, big. Lots here. Well, we got our dragon-looking critter here, and I made a mistake. See this little crystal on a hinge here? There's supposed to be another one over here, and I managed to find the crystal, but I couldn't find the hinge. I threw it in with all my spare parts. It's such a small piece, and it looks very much like many black pins that are in there. So I looked for like 10-15 minutes. I didn't find it. It's in there somewhere. Also, disregard that as being an extra piece. Both that and the crystal weapon thing in the extra parts section. I goofed that one up. But yeah, this guy is pretty cool looking. He's got some nice articulation. His neck articulates. His jaw does not. He does not open his mouth, although his little tusks can move around if you want. He's got shoulder articulation and finger articulation, but not at the elbow. He uses those bent pieces. Some nice way of using parts on his back here, but there's no joint there. There's only a joint here at the hip and at the ankle. Hips and ankles. There's really not really a knee here anyways. But yeah, overall I think he looks pretty nice. Not exactly a full-blown dragon, but still pretty cool, like crystalline type dragon. I don't know if it's supposed to be the mother of that little critter that was in the tower, but don't know the lore behind all of this yet. But could be, you know. Come up with your own lore. There's nothing wrong with that. I'll put that on there for now, just so I don't lose it. But yeah, that's him. So let's move on to the big robot. On to our big old robot here. There's a lot to be seen here. It's a big one. Turn this up a little bit. Start with the head here, because we're gonna put Nia inside here, and you can see you can't see. You can see that you can't see into the robot because it is very much hidden, enclosed. First you take the head back, but that's not all. There is a hinge back there as well. So there is where the pilot goes. In other words, Nia. She's got her swords in. I have not tried this yet, but we'll see. Well, something's not right though. She's got to sit down, so I don't know if it'll work with her swords on or not. But we'll give it a shot. Alright, she's sitting in there, but I don't know if we can get the thing down. Nah, we can't. Oops. Took her helmet off. Well, that's probably one problem. So the sword's got to come out of her hands. But it is nice that this chest piece can easily open up to let's hope it gets her out of there. But there you go. She is firmly in the seat, and you can't see her at all. There is some very slight cracks in there, but she's definitely protected from the outside world now. The armor is doing its job. And there's some hinges here to create this X on her chest, which looks cool. But sometimes they get bent out of place easy enough. But they bend back into place easy enough too. Alright, so let's start looking at her features. She's got missile launchers on each shoulder pad. Shoulders are fully posable, so you can aim that wherever you want. I have not pushed them in because I know they fly far and I don't want them taken off on me. I've lost one so far and I don't want to lose any more. Not from this set, but from another set. Hinges, we got shoulder hinge going up and down and rotating using the new hinge system. Be careful, we're bumping X on the chest. Yeah, so we can get quite a range of movement there. We got an elbow joint. Pardon, he can't talk today. Like that. Just a regular click hinge. The shoulders using the new hinges, which is very nice. And the wrist. I just broke the finger off. But there is a wrist ball joint there, basically a bionicle joint, leaving plenty of both rotation and bending for any type of kind of position you would want. And on top of that, the hands do have posable fingers there, and this one's another joint here where the thumb is. It's only got 4 fingers. The weapon you have to kind of take apart if you want to not hold on to it. Just by, you can see here, pulling off the one part, and you can pull off of this. As you can see, hooks down in there. But it doesn't really come off too easy, and I don't recommend taking it off. And it looks fine with the swords anyways. Don't have much need for that. Oops, broke her arm. I just bent it elbow, broke too far. But head is fully posable. Can look around. There's no waist articulation, but we do have these nice flaps, both front and back. There's the front one, the back one. So you can take these and move them out of the way when you want to move the legs, which the legs also use these new joints. And you can see, got bending rotation there. And there is side rotation, but not much because the rest of it kind of gets in the way. So you can get a good walking, but don't expect a sideways kick. Moving down from there, we have the knees, which I don't know if I could show the knees too well in here from the back, maybe. But yeah, they bend. We have a bendable knee like that. These kind of cover up the knee caps, which is kind of nice. They look good. An interesting use of them. I can show it better from the back. Oh, that was just one of the bullets. I don't mind them dropping off when they shoot across the room. I don't know if you can see in there, but there are basically 3 bionicle ball joints in there. The newer joints for, well, call them maybe Hero Factory. The pieces here, and then there's 3 balls in there that are connected, and gives plenty of motion but also plenty of friction, so it isn't easily moved. And it's something I'm surprised they have not used before. I've actually designed some large Bionicle pieces using a similar technique, not the same exact pieces, but a similar technique, and that works really well. It just doubles up the joint and makes it stiffer. Now the ankles also will have ball joints, but they can't move back and forth just because of what's going on there. But they do have sideways joints, so if you want a good blade stance look, you can use those ankles to accomplish that. And that's pretty much it for joints. Let's take a look at some of the other angles here. I mean, we've seen the side here pretty much with me moving it around. But here is the back. And you can see here, this is that big hinge that makes the whole top open up. And I love the use of this to give it kind of a backbone type thing we got going on here. The back of the legs are probably, the worst part. They could use maybe something to spruce them up just a little bit, but since you don't really see that too much, I don't think it's too bad. It's just kind of also odd that they did put so much detail here on the back, but nothing back here on the back of the leg. And it would be easy to do to put stuff there, really. There's plenty of places to do so. So, that is the great and powerful Samurai X Mech. And let's go head back to the desk, give this a final evaluation. Okay, we're back here at the desk, and things are a little bit crowded, but I think we've got everything here. So, my final thoughts on this thing. Overall, I like it. There is just something about this. The mech looks good, but like when I compare it to the original Samurai X mech, the old red one, there is just some kind of aesthetic about that I really liked. Now this one, I would say, is much better detailed, more posable. I don't know what that was. More posable, and overall pretty cool, but there's just a certain aesthetic that the old one had that this one does not, and it's not a bad thing with this, but yeah, that's just how I feel about it. Now getting to the nitty-gritty, doing the final eval. As far as appearance, even though I said there's something about me, it's a me thing, and I feel like it's because this does look good. If it wasn't for me mentally comparing it with the old one, I would be fine with this. So it's really a me thing. The appearance is still stunning looking. It is really great. Love the the X here. It's looks more super robotish. Super robotish. Yeah, super robotish. But with the red X, it's more fanciful or whatever. This little golden dragon, this little crystal dragon guy or whatever it's supposed to be, is kind of cool looking, even though I botched up the one part there. And we have a whole line of amazing figures in this. So many figures and so many good-looking figures. I don't know why they put so many in here. Maybe it's just to give it the price. I mean, large Ninjago sets before didn't even really have this many figures, and they had opportunities to put more figures in them, but they didn't. So I don't know, but what you get here is really great. 8 full, all different figures. We don't even get like duplicate Vengestone Warriors or anything like that. They're all get one Vengestone Warrior and a whole bunch of other guys. and even we only get one actual ninja, like, you know, yes, they're different characters, but there's a lot of times when you got more than one ninja, it's the same figure, it's just different color. This totally different. I mean, you got Neo with his samurai gear, you got Master Wu with his weird gear, you got the kid here who's got, well, looking kind of ninja-ish, but is definitely very aesthetically different than a J here. So yeah, appearance is great. It got a 10. Hands down, this thing looks amazing. Like I said, I don't think there's been a bad looking set in all of this wave, except for maybe the 4+ set, but even that wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. But I don't think I gave that a 10. But anyways, moving on to the function. This thing poses really well. The only thing that I would maybe complain about is there's no torso twist. But other than that, there's a lot of joint movement here where you need it. Yes, the ankles don't go forward and back, so running might be a little bit of a problem, although you can still make it look like it's stepping and not standing completely static. There is enough movement in that joint for that, just not for a really dynamic pose. But you can splay the legs out, you can, lean to one side or whatever. Head posability, the cockpit opens up and lets you put a pilot inside. A lot of room in there for the pilot. Not room for more than one character, but plenty of room in there for the pilot. It's not too tight. And the chest also kind of opens up, so if you need help getting the pilot out, in or out, that's available as well. It doesn't fully open up, but there gives you more finger space in there, which I appreciate, considering I'm an adult with bigger fingers. The little guy here, yeah, his posability is lacking a little bit. Could use, maybe an elbow joint or something. The back legs don't really need joints, even though they could use it. But a little, maybe some joints here in the front would have been worked out better. And I don't know, he's only got 2 fingers, so maybe giving him a 3rd finger would have been nice, but I think that's just the aesthetic they were going for. But yeah, everything works great here. There's no complaints really, and it is also going to get a 10. Now, as far as fun goes, this is really well balanced set. I mean, granted, you have a really large good guy and build. The bad guys do have a build too, not quite as big, but it's decent sized. And you have a split right down the middle on how many good guys and bad guys you have here. So yeah, this is really well balanced fun wise for playing back and forth. I mean, although maybe you only consider the kid a half character, but that's just being silly. But the robot itself is fun to play with, pose, move around. Everything is there's plenty of fun here. Plenty of fun here. Nice balance scenario possibilities. The build was fun to put together, both the little guy and the big guy here. So yeah, fun, got a 10 as well, and you can see where we're headed with this. So, and to technique. Now, really can't say that these new joints are amazing techniques, because they're just new joint system. That does work really well. But the build for like the torso, the symbol on the chest, and even how they go and reinforce things around these new parts, because you can't just slap them on. You got to make sure they're built into the part, or into this, like the arm here or the shoulder, the torso piece. You got to make sure it's built into it to make sure so it's sturdy. and that is done very well. And then the knees is a different way that I've seen them do knees. Like I've said, I've actually done a knee like this in my Toa Titans I built. It's a mock. I'll probably show it someday. There's actually 2 of them. The one really never got completely finished, but it's simply using doubling up on Bionicle type joints, Hero Factory type joints, whichever you want to call them, and it works great, and it gives you the mobility, and but gives you the strength to deal with bigger weights, which this is, bigger weight. Surprisingly, this isn't as heavy as you would think. I think that the Legacy Zane's Ice Mech was heavier than this, although probably about the same size. I have to get it out to actually confirm that, but it's rather surprising how light this is. I mean, part of it's the torso probably being hollow so you can put the figure in there, but yeah, it's lighter than I thought it would be, considering its massive size. But yeah, the knees are great. Ankles are, they get the job done. There's nothing too amazing here, like I said, except for, building the pieces, the parts, the lower leg and the foot and stuff around those joints and make them sturdy. Yeah, so technique got a 10. I mean, there's nothing amazing about this little guy, but there's nothing wrong either. So yeah, technique got a 10 because this is great. So that overall, this thing got a solid 10. 4 divided by 4 is 10. Simple as that. Doing the math. So yeah, the average is a 10. It's a solid 10. Now, as far as price goes, it's $119.99, $120 essentially, and has 103 pieces. So you take that, divide the one by the other, and you get 11 cents per piece, almost 12 cents per piece, but I'm not really rounding, I'm just chopping off. So 11 cents per piece. So it's 1 penny over standard. So it's nothing terrible price-wise. Could say it's a little expensive, but considering how many figures we have in this, that's pretty good. There wasn't too many things like in... I don't think there's any large dual molded pieces in this at all. There's some large pieces like these gold weapons. In some of the other sets, these are dual molded, but not in this. They're just solid gold. Well, not real solid gold. Too bad. So, yeah, it's only slightly above average, and I even said I think we need to move that average up to maybe 11 cents anyways, just a little to account for inflation nowadays. Lego's got to make a profit too at some point in time, or they're not going to do well. So that's not really a terrible price, and it's a great set. So yeah, I ended up giving it a G for good. If it wasn't such a great set, maybe I'd give it a P for pass, but a G is definitely fine. And that brings our final evaluation to a 10G. This is a really great set, a really good price, and yeah, I like it. Like I said, I love Mechs, but I wish it was more, had the same aesthetic as that old one, and I can't really explain it very well. It's not bad by any means. It's really cool. It functions really well, and it looks great. It's got a very interesting color scheme with the black, the red, and the kind of jadish, greenish blue color. The X on the chest is very nice as well. that stands out. It's not really red trimmed. It's just for that X. Make sure you know it's Samurai X. But yeah, so let me know what you guys think down below. What do you think of this set and this line overall? Like I said, I don't think there's a bad looking set. I do have some problems with certain sets, and as you've seen my videos, I talk about them. We're going to do a final top 10 countdown of what ones I think are the best and worst and whatnot. Although they all are pre-ranked pretty high for the most part. We still got the dragon to put together, and will be the last one. But yeah, so let me know, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and yes, comment. Please comment. Any comments, even if you want to just stop by and say hi. Hello. Yeah. So that's it for me here, the Creation Evaluation Station, reminding you that creativity is key.